Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Bone Complex. This is part of the Bonehead series made by SixthVision. It is a 1/6 scale figure. Quite awesome. Already got the first two, Test Subject 56 and Black Death, and can't wait to get this one as well. Got mine from Amiami. Here's the box. Really nice. And this one is kind of special from the other two. The pattern here is it's actually similar to the suit pattern, which is wearing kind of like a silver and with outline of gold. Quite nice. And this one, we got those gold lettering there, quite nice. It's actually a long box. Yep, got that nice lettering there. On the back side, I got more information on this. There we go. So yeah, really cool. Now, this is quite an expensive figure. We're looking at around $200. Yeah, it seems like any 1/6 figure you get, it's gonna be around that price point. But I really like him, particularly the design of the mask, which all of them has, and actually more or less some parts of this are the same. Like the mask is the same, the shoes are the same, but the clothing is different. That's what's different. And that's pretty much it for the box. Let's do a quick unboxing on this. Hopefully everything will turn out alright. And it's actually a bat there. I just realized that. Quite nice. Alright, so inside we got this. Got the postcard of Bone Complex sitting in a chair with his bat there. Quite nice. We got a little bit more info there. Also comes with this I guess a 1/6 scale booklet for the God Complex. So this is the other series that they have. And it's actually quite cool because it's like a mini comic in there. Might need some magnifying glass to actually look into that, but this might be under a web comic. So it's nice. A little gimmick that I can use later on. Alright, so inside we have him here. And typically they have the open hands, closed fist, and to hold the weapon. You got the golden bat there and a big giant broadsword on the back. And all of them have the same weapon set. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the box and continue the review. Alright, so again, this is Bone Complex. Each one of them has their own like code name. Like the red one is Test Subject 56, and the black one is Black Death. Yep. Otherwise, you can just refer them to the color. Probably easier that way. And here we go. This is quite nice. It's kind of weird. I'm looking at my view or my camera here, and the pattern is kind of messing around with the image. But a nice coat. More or less, these are kind of like huge. If you remember Ken from Barbie, they're dolls basically. Yep, quite nice. And this one, he has a different suit. And I got the nice helmet there. And I just want to do a quick overview on this one. Got the shoes as well. It's kind of weird because you would expect him to be wearing a suit, but he has a hoodie on it. Yeah, it's such a weird design. But I like it. Yeah, all of them have hoodies. But their uniform or the clothing is different, which makes them great. Makes you want to collect them. It's a bit different. Anyways, let me pull out the other two and just kind of give you an idea. Alright, so we have the other two here. And yeah, for the most part, as you can see from the sculpt of the face or the mask, they're the same, just colored differently. And for me, I'm still kind of stuck between the 56 and Black Death. I kind of like those design more. Bone Complex, I like the silver they've used, but the gold, I don't know. I kind of like a different shade of gold. And as you can see, the clothing is also different. You know, this one has the buttons like that. This one is using a zipper. Even the pants are different, but shoes are the same. Pretty much you have the white shoes here, You have the silver one here, and 56 years as the black and red. Almost similar. Yep. So anyways, I just want to do that quick comparison between the three of them. Also, I think I forgot to mention the back side here also is a different. Yeah. And you can also remove the clothing. You can mix and match. Yeah, they're basically dolls that you can change the outfit as you see fit. Anyways, let's get back to Bone Complex. Alright, so there's a few things that as I got this out of the box, it was a little tricky for me getting this hood to go where I want it to. They have a cable, well, kind of like those wire ties that you have. It's inside here. It goes onto the loop, the edges, which you can bend to a certain angle you want it to. But getting the right pose it's a bit hard. They only have it on the outside part and not on the back. So as you make your folds or trying to push this back here, it doesn't stay as much as you want to. Now the front part here, that's another thing. This side here is actually stitched in there. That way it'll stay in that side. Mine, unfortunately, I broke off here. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe while I was trying to unfold this or trying to get it at a certain angle, I popped it off. I just sewed it back in place. Good thing I have a silver thread, and I know how to sew a little bit. I mean, enough to do a little fixes. It's not that hard. So I went ahead and fixed that. So I sewed it back. It was kind of hard to try to use as little as possible because you don't want to have like a spool of thread there sticking out. So I'm glad I was able to stitch that back, and it doesn't go out here, just from the outside. And yeah, so it's looking great. Other than that, the gold here they've used, I wish it was really like that gold colored thread. It looks just like yellow here. It doesn't stand out. So, for the most part, he's mostly in that silver grayish color. Yep. Not quite sure what logo that is though, or what it stands. So inside, you can actually remove this coat here. Probably the best way to do that is pop off the hands. You pop off at the wrist. Do it on both sides. And sometimes they get stuck. I'm not sure why. Good enough. Just push back the shoulder joint, and you kind of just pull this out. And there you go. You get the inside part here. Obviously, you're not going to be taking off the coat, but I just want to show what's inside. So inside, you got that shirt here. You got the vest. The vest is held by it's kind of like snap-on thing. I think it'll be too hard to actually use like really small buttons, and we've seen this from the test subject 56 or the red one. They work. The fabric itself is actually quite sturdy to a certain extent. Certain parts does fray a little bit, but well, I think it's when I'm messing around with this coat here. The stitch here on the back side, some of it kind of sticks out. I had to trim some of those to prevent from getting frayed more, but overall the coat is quite nice. Alright, and you get this shirt here. One thing I don't like is this bottom part here. It's basically the zipper. It's using the button also, and it sticks out. Yeah, it looks a little weird. If the vest was a little lower, maybe you could have hide that, but I think it's still gonna be an issue there. There's no pockets on this one at all. Even on the coat, no pockets. I kind of like my pockets. Yeah, so for the suit, no pockets at all. As you can see here, we got the double jointed elbow, which I kind of find it a little it's kind of hard to work with it sometimes, especially when you don't see the joint. My problem with it is mainly when you want to do your elbow bend. This is probably a good post right here, but it's double jointed, and sometimes when you bend it this way, it feels like this part is too short. So I have to be mindful of where I bend the joint. So that's probably the right place to do it. I mean, you got your swivel there for the bicep. You get the joint here that you can actually move for the shoulder, which is nice. You got your neck here. This one goes all the way to the top, which is kind of nice. It kind of hides the neck joint right there, but it does kind of stick out a little bit more there. You can pop this out. You can swap this with the other Bonehead series, or better yet, if you have other helmets, you can put your Stormtrooper right there. Actually, you know what? I think this will be better. I do have the Captain Phasma here, and it has that silver. Kind of works out. Maybe I'll try that with a coat on later on. But yeah, quite nice. Other than that, you got your waist joint here. You got your knee bend. It's double jointed as well. And depending on how you fold it, you got to be mindful when you do certain poses with the fabric and what you can bend, because you don't want to rip the fabric there. And I always find this a little tricky getting the right fold, because sometimes when you fold this, you got those wrinkles, and you want it to be natural. Sometimes it kind of jumped or bunch on one side. So this one's not bad. The red one is a little troublesome. Yep, and you got your joints there. There's no toe joint, but you got this nice shoe right here. It's soft, and yeah, quite nice. Maybe you can do him have a cross arm here. Although his hands has a different color though than this, which it doesn't really matter as much since we have the coat on. And it's actually great that the sleeve here goes all over or beyond that wrist joint. Alright, so let me put that back on and continue the review. Alright, so moving on with the hands, I just want to point this out. Now, I thought by now they will remold the right hand and fix the issue, but it's still the same. Maybe it is hard to resculpt the hand and have a new mold for that. But the issue is, this is the third one now. It's started with 56, black that has it. Now it's the same hand. And you can see there is, not sure if that's gonna show, but there is a hole right there. And basically, it's getting punctured by the wrist joint. Yeah, it's just too thin or too close for when they sculpted this particular hand here. It's not really a big thing, and the hole doesn't really get that big. I mean, this is quite nice silicone here. But yeah, it does stick out. So something to note, and be careful as you try to push this in, not to get that hole any worse than it is. So we have that hand there. As I mentioned before, when we do unpackaging, you have the closed fist right here, quite nice, and you have a pair to hold the weapons. I'm just gonna point this here, and it's great that it actually pops off the wrist joint, because you don't want to wrestle getting that hand there while this joint is stuck on that arm. You want to be able to just pop this off, swap out the hand, and pop it back in. And I think that is the best way for these figures to do that. Because if you collect the 1/12 scale or typical 6-inch figures, it is usually the other way around, since you can actually manage the small figure. The wrist joint stays on the arm. But yeah, well, hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. It's better this way. Alright, so let's look at the weapons. So Oh. Yeah, I hit my lamp. Yeah, I hit the lamp. Sorry about that. Alright, so we got the bat here. Good thing I didn't nick it or anything. But for the bat here, it's the same mold as the other ones. It's just painted differently. And they're using that gold, which I'm not too fond of. Again, it's my personal preference. Just the type of, or the shade of gold, I'm not too fond of it. I kind of prefer the lighter shade ones. But then again, if they want when they're out with the really shiny one, where it's kind of like chromed out gold, that might start to flake, and it's gonna be a fingerprint problem with that. So, this is not too bad, but likewise, and doesn't really work out for me. So, this is a bit heavy because inside, as the other ones have, if you pop this out, it reveals the blade inside, and it's the same for all of them, that particular blade. This has a die cast, and it gives the weight for the bat, which is cool. And actually, let me just show it to you when he's wielding it without the bat, or what we call that, the stock or something. On the shaft. But yeah, there we go. It kind of matches with his uniform. I think having that gold bat, not quite, but yeah. So alright, so we just have to line this up, push that in, there we go, and you have the gold bat. Other than that, we have the broadsword, or all of them has this. So this is the ridiculously long blade. Yep, it's almost as tall as him, or even, yeah, maybe a quarter-inch taller than him. But yeah, this is huge. This is does have die cast, which is a good thing, because if this is made of die cast, it's just gonna be too heavy for him to wield. So it's flexible. Same paint, more or less. Got the gray or silver here, painted all throughout, and you got that gold edge right there. Quite nice. And actually, this one, he has a better, yeah. For him, he grips this a bit better than the bat. Just the way the hand is molded, it works more for rectangular handles than circular ones. And as you can see, he can hold that without problem, since it's not that heavy for him. And there you go, it's quite nice. You can have him over his shoulder. Well, I'm trying. It's kind of hard to post it, but yeah. But I'll probably go with the bat. I think that's the best way with this, or have both. And I think for display purposes, I think the best way is just have the bat and with his hand resting on it, like this. There we go. And I just want to show this with the coat on. It kind of matches, doesn't it? Likewise, let's try it with the regular Stormtrooper helmet there. Yeah. There we go. So you got your fancy Stormtrooper with that coat on. There we go. There we go. That's the review for Bone Complex. It's a nice addition to the Bonehead series, and I really like the design. And that's pretty much kind of like what you have to decide if you plan to get this. Now, I consider them as designer toys, and you're at the mercy of the price point. They're about $200 each. It is expensive. And for the 1/6 scale, Hot Toys is kind of predominant on that one, and you can pay a little bit more, get a Hot Toys. But for me, I like this. It has a certain design aspect to it that I like, hence why I'm collecting this. But yeah, can't wait for more of this. I think the fourth one has a color scheme of green, so that'll be interesting. I do hope that they kind of change it a little bit. I'm kind of getting tired of the same weapon sets. Yeah. Maybe give them a hat or something. Or shades. Well, you have the mask, obviously they're not gonna do that, but something else different. A giant sword, it's kind of overrated. It's kind of weird. The bat, that could stay. I think that's the signature weapon for the Boneheads. But it'll be nice, maybe add some chains or something. Maybe give him a watch or something different. Yeah, it'll be cool. Or I wonder if they have like accessory sets for that matter. Anyways, that's about it for this review. If you got a question, particularly on this figure, I'll try my best to answer that for you. Otherwise, that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.